Good morning. Let me get a pen. Good morning. It's Tom Padula from TomPadulaTV on YouTube and, of course, Insania Booksellers. And this morning I'm rugged up because it's cold up here, and and I look forward to this morning's presentation lesson because I want to do so much, but there's only half an hour and a little bit more. And I was looking for my songs. I finally found. I didn't find them in my folder, but they are here. And because they wasted so much of my time, I thought I will start with a song that we all know, don't we? La Vie en Rose by Edith Piaf. That's, if we start with that, it would be a good idea. So, starting with La Vie en Rose. I made sure that I've written it down. Now, the other thing too, of course, we've got Simone fait bonne impression. And last week we did scenes 3 and 4. So it's the turn of scenes 5 and 6, because I think scenes 5 and 6 are pretty small, pretty short. Oh no, scene 5 is enough there. Scene 6 is a long one. Okay. Yeah, so we did 3 and 4. We'll do scene 5 today. There's another thing too that's come up as a result of my classes there in North Bowen at the University of the Third Age, and that is that people were used to, doing the easy part of the language. They wanted to speak, but when they say they want to speak straight away. Now the thing is, it doesn't work like that with languages. But I can actually give you some of these phrases, etc. It's not a problem at all. We've got specific books for those, and they are actually, they've been used in schools, etc. But the problem with adult teaching of languages is that it's not so much the practice that's the problem, because the practice is up to you. Now you say, the pronunciation here, but if I've given you the song, La Vie en Rose, and I've done it a few times, what's wrong with you learning it off by heart? And see what a challenge it really is to learn even just 4 lines. Even just 4 lines. The first 4 lines for this week. And the next, then you live for a couple of weeks and you say, I want to do the next 2 stanzas. And then, so by the end of it, you've got actually something of French that you carry within you, that you own. Now, if you go to a class and the teacher says, repeat after me, this and that, it's like licking an ice cream. When it's finished, it's finished. And you look forward to the next visit to the gelateria. But really, in French, it's a continuous languages. You have to own the language, portions of it, even a small portion. It's better than nothing at all, rather than just go to class after class after class after class and then remember nothing. And that's the experience of a lot of children in schools, because they don't have the conceptual development already established, as it is with adults who speak a first language. Now, if the first language was taught when the speaker was at school and the teachers did the grammar, then you've got some elements there. But if as it is today, today we're going back to grammar a little bit, but if it's it's in context. Now, grammar is taught in context, but you have to understand where you are at with a language. The 9 parts of speech are essential for all languages, each one of those, and each one is separate. And also the writing can be hieroglyphics, can be anything, cuneiform. It can be the alphabet. It can be the Eastern alphabet, like the Russian, or the Serbian, or the Hindi. But really, at the end of the day, words are words. in whatever language you have. And I was watching, actually last night, the Vikings and the people, the people from the north came down, and the king was interested in a particular lady, and she visited and didn't understand at the beginning, but after a little while she started speaking in the local language, in other words, in English, rather than in Viking language, Norseman language. And said, "Oh, you've learned." That shows you when you're in the place and you need to, you will learn. But there is one element that you have to remember when you visit other countries, that is universal, and it's got to do with language, but it's not language as such, it's a smile. When you don't know, you smile. At least they can give you food and water. So that's how it is. So that's my spiel on languages, and thanks to these classes here, these lessons, presentations, whatever you want to call them, I am able to delve into the reasons for pushing this line that adults learn languages easier than children, even though children have got a better way of handling the memory. But you ask a child to speak in Japanese, if they have never been to Japan or whatever, they wouldn't know where to start. But if they got to Japan, they will pick it up because they have to survive in this, with their friends, etc. So they will use all the modern technology. The ones of today, but the ones in the past, they had to live in the place. Okay, let's start. La vie en rose. All right, so learn the first 4 lines. Des yeux qui font bercer les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche, voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens. That's 4 lines. And, I've been at this for months. I still can't remember. Des yeux qui font bercer les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche. I've got the first 2 lines. Voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens. I had to look it up. That's what you do. When you forget, your brain has recorded it, so it just needs a practice. Okay, now that's La Vie en Rose. Then we've also done another song, and I will do the other song after, because now I do want to start. I want to start with Simone fait bonne impression. I'm going to start with this. Bonjour, monsieur. Êtes-vous Thomas? Êtes-vous Daniel? Non, je ne suis pas Thomas. Je suis Tom. Tu es Michel. Qui êtes-vous? Who are you? Qui êtes-vous? Who are you? Qui êtes-vous? Êtes-vous le professeur? Êtes-vous? Are you the professor? Are you the teacher? Oui, je suis le professeur. Non, je ne suis pas le professeur. Non, non pas is not. Non pas, je ne suis pas. Suis is the present tense of the verb to be. So once you've learned the verb to be and to have, je suis, tu es, il est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, you can apply it to everything. J'ai, tu as, il a, nous avons, vous avez, ils sont. No, ils savaient. Well, I have to check my present tense too. Of avoir. So if you don't, when you learn the language, you actually need to learn the technical part is mechanical, but the language itself is it's scientific and artistic at the same time. Êtes-vous un élève? For are you a student? Are you a pupil? No, oui, je suis un élève, and if you are a female, je suis une élève. Êtes-vous français? No, je suis australien. So you have to know the word for Australian. No, je ne suis pas français, je suis australien. So suis, je suis, tu es, il est. And if you say tu es français, tu es australien, tu es anglais. So there's basic words. Now, if we spend 1 hour just doing this, êtes-vous anglais, êtes-vous français, at the end of the day, you will know, bonjour monsieur, qui êtes-vous? Welcome to Antonio Danza. Êtes-vous Antonio? Êtes-vous? Oui, je suis Antonio. So if you learn the verb, je suis, tu es, il est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont. You have to know that by heart, like you know the tables in mathematics. And then you can create a lot of sentences. If you practice that for 1 hour, for half an hour here, then what have I taught? I've taught one little bit. But what about, I've got a class now for 6 weeks. What can they learn in 6 weeks? In an hour. Unless you explain to the student, to the adult students, you are intelligent. You already speak another language. You want to speak French. You will not speak French in Australia because we speak English. Therefore, you can only learn a little bit of French. Why not learn the things that give you a pleasure? And the thing that gives you pleasure is this one here. And Antonio came after. Des yeux qui font baisser les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche, voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens. And I have explained this. I've sung it, I've explained it over and over again in the last. This is lesson number 16. And this is the Friday, the 10th of June, 2022. Okay? And I didn't say this right at the beginning. So does it matter? I know, because I've got to keep up the numbers just in case I miss a week. And therefore, the next lesson will be 17, even if it's in 3 weeks' time. It won't be, because next week I intend to be here. But, as we move on, if I go on a holiday, I'm going to say, I'll see you when I return. Or I'll take a break. And then I'll continue with the French. Because I'm committed to the French. I want to learn French. I want to own the French. Because I'm a teacher of French and I haven't used it for many, many years. For 30, 40 years. Only rarely. But I've read a little bit. But unless you actually practice it, you don't get that. But my Italian is fluent, my English is fluent, I'm doing a lot of things, therefore some things have to take second part. And that's what I'm saying. My point to you is learn La Vie en Rose, off by heart. You don't worry about it's difficult, it's not. If you want to go through my lessons, you can go through when I sing it, and you sing it along with me. But then you have to learn it off by heart. Like this one, you remember now? Bonjour, monsieur. Êtes-vous Antonio? Non, je suis Paul. Qui êtes-vous? Je suis Paul. Êtes-vous le professeur? Oui, je suis le professeur. Je m'appelle Tom Padula. Because Tom Padula, now you can look on YouTube, and you'll be surprised at just how much there is. There's also another Tom Padula in New York, and he's put this picture where mine's supposed to be. He got there first, obviously, for some reason. He shouldn't have, but I did, I was there from a long time. But I also have TomPadulaTV as well. So, and when you click on the actual upload, it'll take you to me anyway. So things are becoming easy. I'm studying YouTube myself because I wanted to know what was going on with my programs. And I was worried, all this work, where is it? Are people going to enjoy it? And, so you have to find out. And I did. And now, cheers to you. All right. Now, the next thing is, welcome. Well, Antonio, thank you very much for that. Now, this is a dialogue. Bonjour, monsieur. Bonjour, monsieur. Êtes-vous Antonio? Non, je ne suis pas Antonio. Qui êtes-vous? Je suis Monsieur Danzi. Êtes-vous le professeur? Non, je ne suis pas le professeur. Êtes-vous un élève? Non, je ne suis pas un élève. Oui, je suis une élève, if you're female. Êtes-vous français? Non, je ne suis pas français. Êtes-vous américain? Oui, je suis américain. And if it's feminine, American has to be with an E in the end. And that was, I can keep going like that. But honestly, if you want, here is this book here called Parlons Français. I've got a few copies. Anyone, look them up, see, and you can order it. And then you can have all the practice that you want for French. Like that, bonjour, monsieur, this and that. Let's speak French. It concentrates on speaking French. So the resources are here. And, you know, I have a languages place. This place here, until I'm here, I'm very lucky to be around, because there aren't many that do this sort of work. Mine has been a lifetime of absolute pleasure. Okay, now I'm going to read scene 5 of Simone for Bonne Impression. And again, I've got this book here as well. Order one and the other. And if you want to do French, order a grammar book, a verb book. Have resources at home. Because you are learning, not me. I'm just the guide. And you're lucky that I can actually provide some of the resources. And if you don't want to come to Tom Padula because, you know, you might make some money, let's say, out of it, and all these lessons are free, go somewhere else. Visit bookshops, visit the markets. You might pick up books cheap for $2, $5. You know, you spend your whole morning chasing it up. It's up to you. If you've got plenty of time, you can do that too. I don't have time, so wherever I want, I just get and I pay for it. Top price, it doesn't matter. Because I want it. When I want something, I get it. And that's my experience with people. When they want something, it doesn't matter about the price. It's when they're not sure that they look at the price. Will I have it, will I not, you know, budget, this and that. But if you really want to, nothing stops you. Scene 5. Marguerite et Madame Roussel et Madame Jolivet. OK. Pauvre Madame Parsi, elle a aussi ses soucis. Elle s'avance vers Madame Roussel. Vous allez me trouver très importune, Madame Roussel, mais je suis toujours curieuse. Votre frère, Madame Roussel, je disais seulement qu'il est allé plusieurs fois en Chine. En revenant, il débarquait toujours à Pondichéry. C'est là qu'il m'a acheté le châle indien. Marguerite, il est merveilleuse, un ton. Maman, je ne comprends pas pourquoi Simone n'est pas encore rentrée. Elle va prendre la lettre. Il y a ici une lettre adressée à elle qui me brûle les doigts. Je crois que je vais la lire si elle n'arrive pas avant peu. Madame Jolivet, Marguerite, ne dis pas de bêtises. Tu sais bien que tu ne lirais pas une lettre qui n'était pas adressée. Marguerite, n'aie donc pas peur, maman, parce que je l'entends qui arrive. Okay. Scene 5. We're going to do just that one there, and then 6, and I'll translate it for you. Here we go. This Marguerite, Madame Pazzi, and then you've got Madame Roussel and Madame Jolivet. Okay? Marguerite is the daughter. Pauvre Madame Pazzi, elle a aussi ses soucis. Elle s'avance vers Madame Roussel. Vous allez me retrouver très importune, Madame Roussel, mais je suis toujours curieuse, votre frère. Okay, so Margaret says, pauvre Madame Roussel. Elle a aussi ses soucis. She has also her own soucis, whatever, you know, what she has to do. Elle s'avance, and she advances towards Madame Roussel. Vous allez me trouver très important. You're going to find me a little bit importune. In other words, I shouldn't be asking what I'm going to ask now, but here it is. Madame Roussel, mais je suis toujours, but I am always, I am also always curious. Your brother, your brother. Now, Pondichéry, before we go on to the is the capital of the former French territory of the same name in India. It has a large import and export trade. I didn't know that. Madame Roussel, je disais seulement qu'il est allé plusieurs fois. I'm just going to tell you I'm just going to say only that he has been many times to China. In coming back, il débarquait toujours à Pondichéry. Coming back, they stopped, with the boat or whatever, always at Pondichéry, and I've just read it, it's a French territory of the same name in India. C'est là qu'il m'a acheté le châle indien. It's there that he bought me le châle indien, the Indian shawl. Acheté. You can't look that up. It's got to be acheter, T-E-R. And you find that one there is to buy. Ah, il a. J'ai, tu as, il a. That's the verb to have. The auxiliary verb to have, which goes with the active verbs. See, again, I've done the grammar 1 to 20 in the Italian lessons. Look that up because it applies to all languages. But I will do the French grammar. But why should I when there are books that are available, beautiful books, they're available for the learning of French grammar. All you need to do is have one of those, and rather than me writing down all the time, this is the present tense, etc., because people don't want to invest in their learning of French. That's what I'm trying to say, is that you need to invest in the language in terms of material and time. That's your investment, learning French. And you have to then identify what do you want out of it. And I cannot tell you this. I'll tell you this. They used to teach languages in universities 60, 70 years ago. They didn't say they're learning French. They said, we're doing French to read French. In other words, we're not there. We want to read French. We want to access their literature. We want to access their minds via the literature. And in fact, that's what I did when I was at university. We did the philosophers of the 17th and 18th century. We did the plays, Racine. We did famous ones, lots and lots, which I will introduce one of these days. Or you can go and Google French philosophers of the 17th century. Everything is at fingertips. But do you own that knowledge? That's the question. Okay, let's get back. Marguerite says, il est merveilleux, it's marvelous. Un temps, I don't know, un temps, one time. Bon. Maman, je ne comprends pas pourquoi, I don't understand why Simone n'est pas encore rentrée, has not yet come back. Elle va prendre la lettre. She goes to pick up the letter. There is a letter here. Il y a ici, il y a, ici, une lettre adressée, a letter addressed à elle, to her, qui me brûle les doigts, that burns my little fingers. She wants to open it up. Je crois que, croire. The verb like vendre, croire. Je crois, tu crois, il croit. Nous croyons, vous croyez, il croit. Present tense, you have to know the verbs. Que je vais, tu vas, il va. Nous allons, vous allez, ils vont. It's one of those verbs that is a bit irregular. La lire, que je vais, that I'm going to read it. La lire, si elle, if she does not arrive, si elle n'arrive pas avant peu, if she doesn't come soon. Madame Jolivet reprimands her daughter. Marguerite, ne dis pas de bêtises, don't say these bestialities, these stupidities. Tu sais bien que, you know very well that tu ne lirais, that you will not, ne lirais pas a letter qui n'était pas adressée, that has not been addressed to you. It's a private thing. It's a sacred thing. Do not read those letters. So scene 5 today, we've done that one. And I've got 10 minutes for either my Spanish, for my Spanish. See, I haven't done much. If I spend all that time, just doing that little, that little bit there, it'll take years and years and years. Some people got this to lessons for years, and after 4 or 5 years, I haven't learned anything. Of course you haven't. You didn't get into the language. You don't know what the language is, and the teacher just followed a textbook. You have to know the grammar in your own language to then be able to transfer to the other language. And I've just started to learn Spanish, okay? Now, do I own the days of the week, the months of the year, the seasons? Now, I've done them a few times, haven't I? Let me see. Days of the week: lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, Friday, viernes, sábado, domingo. I'm almost there. Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. I'm almost there in Spanish. That's the first thing that I've conquered, if I know it, without looking at it. Of course, I'm going to look at it again. Why? Because you need revision. Now, let me do it again. La semana, the season. No, sorry, the week. La semana is the week. Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. I got it wrong, see? I said lunes, I got it right. Martes, I got it right. Miércoles, I said miércoles. It's miércoles, there's an I in there. So I got that one wrong. Jueves, the J, not jueves, but jue. The J is pronounced ch. Jue. Jueves, like a H. Jueves. And I said viernes, instead it's viernes, like miércoles. Viernes, sábado, domingo. Now, do I need a teacher for that? No. I go for a walk and I say to myself, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. I got it right. How's that? Now I know that one. Now do I know the seasons? La primavera, el verano, l'autunno, l'inverno. Let me read it. La primavera, el verano. I got that one right. Because that's unusual. It's not in French it's l'été, and in Italian it's l'estate, but in Spanish it's el verano. Where does that come from? Maybe from their connections with with the Arabic conquerors of once upon a time. Who knows? El otoño, the N with a squiggle on top is a new sound, the GN in Italian, like prugna. So el otoño, el invierno, so like miércoles, el invierno. So la primavera, el verano, el otoño, I cheated there, el invierno. Say it again. La primavera, el verano, l'otoño, el invierno. I got it right. Will I remember that next week? No. You have to get back to it over and over again. Now the months, that's a challenge because we had 7 of those and 4 of the others. This one here is 12. So if you learn the months of the year, the seasons, and the days of the week, you've got 7 plus 4, 11, plus 12 is 23 words. Not bad. And then if you do 1 to 17, you get 40 words. But if you do 1 to 30, you go over 50 words. Not bad. And then if you got the number, the colors, and that's how you build it up. You build up, can you do that in French? Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. Hein? Le printemps, l'été, l'automne, l'hiver. Let's have a look. January, enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, juillet, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre. Let me have a look. Enero is January. Febrero, marzo, like in Italian, exactly the same. Abril, in Italian is aprile. Mayo, or mayo. Mayo, I don't know if it's mayo or mayo, because the Y it's like 2 I's. So it's AI, so I think it's mayo, it's like in Italian. Junio, Julio Iglesias, easy, July, but Junio is June. Agosto, settembre, ottobre, novembre, dicembre. Ok, enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, novembre, diciembre. Now, I've conquered those. Did I go to school for Spanish? No. Could the teacher put it in my head? No. If she repeated 50 times and I wasn't paying attention, would I learn? No. There you are. All your answers are, you might as well go take your friend to coffee and talk about something else, because you really don't want to learn the language. Because if you want to learn the language, that's what you've got to do. You've got to learn the actual words. The more words you have, and then we put them together. But I can't have a good student. I mean, you can't. I've tried it for years. You can bring a donkey to water, but you can't make it drink. They don't want to, they don't want to. And I was thinking, this morning I read, I've got to tell you this, I read a poem by Totò, a famous Italian comic, who was in life exceptionally jealous of his beautiful wife. He was dramatically jealous. He didn't even allow her to take a train from Rome to Florence to go and see her mother, who was sick, because he didn't want her to be on her own. Now, this guy here wrote, as a result of this, 2 beautiful songs. One of them I know, Malafemmina, and the other one this morning, I read it for the first time, Casa Mia, where in Malafemmina, he actually says you're a bad woman. But in this one here, he expresses regret that she left, and now the house seems empty. And all the comments made by the Neapolitan, because he's a great actor, are all positive. What a great artist, what a sensible person, what this, what that. No one mentioned that he was a jealous son of a gun. But his daughter did. And his daughter, I've got her book here. I've got her book, and I've read it. And she went through all, where did I put it? I've got it here. Doesn't matter. I'll show it to you next time. But, here it is. Look at this. There, Liliana de Curtis. And somebody thought that his wife was called Liliana. I'm not sure whether it's, but that's Totò. Il Principe, the Prince, Antonio de Curtis. It was actually of noble noble bearings. Amazing. So that's where we're at. Sometimes, you have to go behind things to really find things out. And learning a language, there's been a myth about adults learning languages. It's a myth. Adults can't learn languages. Children can, but they can't. No, adults can learn it faster and better if they apply themselves to it, and if they know the grammar and they apply the grammar to it, and then practice it. A child once got to play, but an adult has got concentration. Think about that when you're learning French. And think about that the teacher can only be a guide. They can't put it in your head. And I'm saying these things from my experience now. I've gone back. After 20 years of not teaching, I thought, I've got to do something here to pick it up again. And now I've got the time. I'm in a good space in terms of, the way I've organised myself. And I'm enjoying each day as it comes. Not worrying about tomorrow too much, but, directing myself to the possibility of making it for another day, each day, until who knows. And that's you and me. We all know that one day comes. But I don't want to finish on that. I want to finish on a good note. So I'm going to give you the colors in Spanish. Negro, blanco, gris, I think it's gris, color arena, marrón, amarillo, naranja, rojo, rosa, violeta, azul, verde, oro, plata, oscuro, claro. I'll show them to you. Here we go. Negro, black, blanco, white, gris, color arena. That one in the middle there, gris, that gris, so the S is pronounced. Marron, amarillo, the double L, the L, not pronouncing amarillo. Naranja, the J is sound. Rojo, naranja, rojo, like an H. Rosa, that's pink. So rosa is pink. But rosa in Italian is a rose. But rosa is also pink in Italian. Violeta, violet. Azul, blue. In Italian it's azzurro. Verde, green. Verda. And then you got oro, gold. Plata, silver, oscuro, dark, claro, light. And on that note, it's been another way for me. I really enjoyed it because I didn't get any interruptions anyway, except